Okay. Guess we're gonna see what happens. Hey everybody, it's Andy. Welcome to another edition of Andy's Kitchen. This is more a trial thing here. I got a new camera, a new Canon that Miss Frankie bought me, and it takes real good food pictures, but it's the first video I've tried, so if it turns out you'll see it. If not, heck, I don't know, you might see it anyhow. Let me unplug the refrigerator so you can hear me. Brand new refrigerator, makes more noise in a little bit. Okay. What the video is going to be about, it's going to be a multi-stage video. It's about making bread. That bread you've been seeing me post recipes for, this is it. But I'm going to do something different. I was talking to a buddy of mine who's a baker, specializes in bread, and I said, I want to do something to make it different. He said, put some fennel in it. I said, fennel? I like fennel pretty good. He said, put some fennel in there, and he went through the process telling me how. So, like I said, this is a multi-part thing, so we're going to do the fennel part first. He said, get you a tablespoon of fennel, which is a bunch of fennel. Put it in a frying pan dry, no oil or nothing. Hopefully with this new camera you can see actually what I'm doing. Alright, stick it on a hot eye. Already preheated the eye. It ain't red hot, but it's pretty dead burn hot. It'll probably take a minute. While it's doing that, I'm going to tell you a joke. See, this lady, she's about 3 months pregnant, and she's on her way somewhere, and she had a car wreck, and she was hurt and everything, and it put her into a coma. But no fears, no fears. She lived, and she stayed in that coma 6 months, and her babies was born. And so all of a sudden one day, she popped out of the coma. Said, looked around and said, Doctor, doctor. Doctor come running in there and said, you woke up, you woke up. She said, yes. And he said, well, you're fine, you're fine. He said, my babies, what about my babies? And the doctor said, your babies is fine. Said, they're at your brother's house. Your brother took them home. He's been attending to them while you've been in this coma. And she said, oh, okay. Doctor said, well, he went ahead and named them. Since there wasn't nobody else that was there to name them. And she said, name them. Said, Lord have mercy. Said, my brother ain't got good sense. What did he name them? He said, well, he named the little girl Denise. And the mama sat there and looked around and thought, she said, Doctor, that's a pretty name. I'd be proud to have a little baby girl named Denise. That's very sweet. Said, what did my dear brother name my little boy? He said, well, your brother named the little boy the nephew. Denise, the nephew. I can't make this stuff up. Anyway. Oh yeah, that smells good. Toasting fennel. It should not toast too much. Now, tell you something else too. If you're not using cumin, you gotta toast your cumin for like your chili and stuff. This don't pop like cumin. Cumin will pop out on you. But if you don't toast your cumin, you're really wasting it, because you cook it all day in a pot of chili, and it won't ever you won't ever get your full value out of it. Anyway, it's part one. I hope this works. And because if not, it's too late to redo it with the other camera. So y'all have a good day. It's going to take a bunch of parts, because I got to do this and then set it aside. Then I got to make the dough and then set it aside and let it rise for overnight. Then I got to get back up and then take it out and put it on a flat surface with a little bit of flour, heat my Dutch oven, blah blah blah. It's going to take about 4 or 5 pieces, but I'm going to try to piece them all together. So anyway, I hope y'all having a good day, and I hope this turns out. I'll see y'all later. Hey everybody, it's me, Andy. Welcome back to Andy's Kitchen. Part 2 of the video on making bread. Going to go ahead and get started with it, so don't take up a lot of time. Got 3 and a quarter cups of sifted all-purpose flour. Into that we're going to add 1 teaspoon active yeast. That's a lot of yeast, I know. It's a lot of flour. Alright. Ready for this? Tablespoon of salt. Whole tablespoon of salt. You get by on 2 teaspoons if you want to. I like the flavor. Alright. Here's the good stuff. This is roasted fennel that y'all seen me roasting earlier. I'm going to put a tablespoon in it. I roasted it and then put it in my mortar pestle and give it a good grinding to release the flavor. There we go. Oh, how pretty. I wish I had smell-o-vision or something. Boy, it smells good. Stir all that up together good. Wooden spoon. Alright, a cup and a half of warm water. You might say, well, Andy, what do you consider warm? I consider it to be warm enough so like when you step in the bathtub and it kind of burns your toe a little bit when you first put it in, but then you ease on down in it. That's good warm water. Alright. Just take and stir it. It's about the easiest bread that you will ever make. And the way it looks and tastes, when you get through with it, it'll make people think that you're just a little master bread maker. You know how you make that? Now, I know you can see this because I got my new camera. I call it shaggy dough. That strings out like old shaggy dog hair. That's what you want. What we don't want to do is overmix it, just incorporate it good. Believe it or not, that's the dough for your bread right there. Plain and simple. What I'm going to do with this now, I'm going to run me 2 sheets of plastic wrap on it, pull it good and tight. Then I'm going to take it in. It's not that cold this evening, but you want this to be good and warm. I like it between 75 and 80 degrees. That really does. And this is going to end up making, you know, it'll rise good. Twice that much. Alright, I'm looking at 10 o'clock in the evening time now. It'll be 10 tomorrow. Around 2 o'clock you'll see me again. And that's when I'm going to start the process of prepping it to bake. Until then, y'all take it easy and be good to one another. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, it's me Andy. Welcome to Andy's Kitchen. Part 3 of making some bread, artisan bread with some fennel in it. Anyway, it's been oh crap. Hold on, let me get the dough. Oh Lord, Lord, Lord. What in the world am I doing? Okay. I put it on at 10 last night. It's 5 till 12. That gives me 14 hours. It stayed good and warm. As you can see, it rose real well. Alright. Might as well get started on this. Take my plastic wrap off. Throw that mess away. Alright. What we're going to do before we get fooling with the dough is I'm going to get my Dutch oven in the oven. It's got to be hot. So, just regular old Dutch oven. 450 degrees. Alright. Take our dough. Get you a well floured surface. I just use my cutting board and wash it good. What we're going to do now, little bit at a time, scrape around. See how it's coming loose? A little more flour on there. It will stick. Alright. There you go. Like do, like not. Put your container in some good hot soapy water off the bat. But I'm going to show you something that ain't nobody going to show you much, probably. Turn it on itself. You don't have to be perfect. This is wet dough. It's going to do what it wants to do. But with that heavy flour underneath it, it'll tend to hold just a little bit, and that's all you want it to do. Alright. That's good enough for me. If you can see that there's your caraway artisan bread. What we're going to do now, we woke it up, we'll let it rest. I'm just covering it with a clean cloth. We'll give it 30 minutes. Alright, that's going to do two things. It's going to allow it to rest to finish rising if it wants to rise some more. Plus, it's going to let my Dutch oven get good and hot, because that's real important. The reason you want to do that is that you want to put it in that Dutch oven and you want to make the outside go crusty. Because that's a wet dough, while the inside slowly cooks and becomes, and just kind of stays soft and not pliable, but just soft. And if I do this right, man, you got the most beautiful little air holes and crannies in there you can put stuff on. Anyway, that's all for this part. I'm going to get off there. I'm trying to keep this Dad Burn video short as possible. And like I said, it's 5:12 now in Temple, Georgia. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. See you in a little while. I can turn this thing off. Alright. I think that's about right. Hey everybody, it's me again. This is the only part of the recipe that gets really serious. And that's handling this Dutch oven when it's 450 degrees. Okay, as you see, I wear full mitts. You can just use a regular old pot holder if you want to, but you run the risk of doing that. If your hands roll and touch that lid, I have burnt big clear blisters on my fat part of my thumb there, so I just go with the mittens. Alright. What I'm doing now is just getting my gloves good and covered, because this is sticky. Snatch it up. Drop it in your hot oven there. I like putting me a little bit of flour on top of it because I think it's pretty when it comes out of the oven like that. Okay. Put your mittens, excuse me, put your mittens back on. Recover. Leave it in the oven at 450. For a time of 30 minutes. Don't ask me why they don't make this easier to do here. Alright. At the end of 30 minutes, all you're going to do then is you're going to pull the lid off. set it aside, and for another 15 minutes, let it cook with the lid off. What that's going to do is that's going to completely crust it and brown it up good. Now I'm not going to make a video, flour on the floor slick. I'm not going to make a video showing me just taking the lid off. That's a waste of time. Just take the lid off. But I'll show it to you. I'm going to crank it back up whenever we get through cooking. We're about through with this thing. And I hope after all this trouble I've been through making this dadgum video that I ain't burning and it rises good in the oven and stuff like it's supposed to. But I got faith I did it for. I'll see y'all in a little while. Bye now. Ten seconds. Okay. Moment of truth. We're getting ready to see. Gloves. Alright. Hot bread. You notice I don't play around with it too much. Okay. Excuse me. Get over here. I don't want you to see it till I present it to you. Don't fall, don't drop, don't fall. Alright. Here's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my version of a Fennel artisan yeast bread. Listen. See, this ain't something you'd expect an old redneck like me to make. You go to a swanky restaurant and get something like this. Anyway, there it is from start to finish. I am so glad. I am so dadgum tickled this turned out so pretty. Alright. What I'm going to do, and I suggest when you make it, because you're going to make it, when you do it, let it sit out and cool good. This is my cake plate here, my Tupperware cake plate. As soon as it cools for about an hour and 20 minutes, something like that, I'll cover it. And I can't cut that right now, but I want to show you what it here's. I made some Friday a week ago, and this is all that's left out of a loaf like that. But here's the texture and stuff of it. See all them pretty little nooks and crannies in there? I guarantee you put you some butter, or I like just putting some garlic and olive oil on it. And see, holds up good. It's almost sourdough, but it's not. That's good. Toast it in the oven, do something crazy with it. Anyway, I won't take no more of your time. I know I took too much already. Nothing but love from me to you. Make some of this stuff. It's good. I'll see you later.